Hey everyone, thanks again. This is Tim Williams coming at you with another game of chess. And what's going on? We're version Chewy Baka, and his actually, yeah, that's his screen name and username. He's a picture of Chewbacca. Hey everyone, it's 11:11. Make a wish. Beep. Okay, well, anyways, I just started this game. I just literally played it like 10, 20 minutes ago, and it was pretty intense. I think I was very cunning. As sly as the fox, as they say, and you're gonna see why in just a second. Well, I'm white, and I started off with e4, one of my favorite openings, as always. I think I always start with e4. Maybe I should change it up. I'll change it up one of these days just to try something new. And if you want to improve your game, you should definitely try new openings. He started off with c5, probably going for the Sicilian defense, some sort of Sicilian defense. Not sure where the name Sicilian defense came from, but that's what he's going with. And I'm going with the Donald attack. So that's, kingside gamut. A little fighting for that center. So he's furthering his defense along this little diagonal, making a nice pawn chain, opening up his diagonal for the bishop. I'm developing my knight, as you can see, putting forward the control onto this e5 square. And he's fighting for the center, obviously, with his development on the king-queen side knight to d7. Developing my bishop, getting ready to kingside castle. One of the things I always like to do is to kingside castle. Queenside castling is nice, but it takes one additional move to move your queen. So he's developing his knight, attacking this pawn on e4, and I'm going to develop my knight as well, defending. As you can see, he's getting ready to kingside castle with some sort of Nimsho Indian whatever bishop with the knight, and then the kingside castle Indian something or other. But, that's a good move. He's going to line up his bishop and wait for the opportunity to attack my castle along a1 and pose a threat to this nice diagonal along the kingside castle on the king side. I'm fighting for that center, finally deciding to take control and, start some movement along this file where we're going to start fighting for the center. As you can see, I take with my knight, he develops his bishop, and this is where I kingside castle, and he kingside castles as well. As you can see, I'm in control and have control over the center, and when they say you do not have space, you want to exchange pieces, and when you do have space on the board, do not exchange pieces. I'm further developing my bishop, adding protection to this knight and to this pawn right here. He's moving to a6, preventing my knight to move on over here. Developing my queen, and I sort of have ideas to, potentially disrupt his bishop, his powerful dark squared bishop along this file, because my queen and my bishop are in alignment. He's starting to, he's doing a little pawn storm along the queen side, but I'm going to disregard that threat, and he's attacking the wing. I'm going to divert his attention to the center. So we both exchange pawns here. I'm threatening his knight. He defends, and I'm threatening his bishop along g7. So if he takes my bishop, I'll reply with, we'll exchange bishops and cardinals. He's threatening, he's fianchettoing his bishop along b7, threatening this file right here. He's now opening up this attack. And I'm going to disregard that and line my rook up into d1, lining my rook up, my queen, along this nice open file right here. As you can see, I am developing and taking control along this open file. What is an open file? It's a file that has no pawns or any other pieces. And, well, as you can see, my knight's right there. He's attacking my knight. Oh no, so I don't want to exchange pieces, so I'm going to take his bishop, and he's going to reply with taking my bishop, and we exchange bishops, and I divert attention away from the knight. As you can see, his move along to this the d5 square is lining up his bishop and my queen, threatening checkmate, and I have to deal with this threat. He's threatening my knight, my isolated knight along this wing, which will play a vital role later on in the game, and you will see why. But I do not like this bishop along this file right here, along this diagonal, because he's threatening my king. My king is under attack, and so I'm going to isolate the threat. The threat has been dealt with. So, I have good control of this file right here. My knights are centrally placed. This knight, he could probably be doing a better job in the fight along the central location. But, what do I do here? I am moving my queen up along this nice file, lining my queen up in line with this king. He's diverting his knight to d7, and I am putting him in check. So he cannot take this piece right here because of my beloved queen. This pawn is pinned and cannot take this knight, otherwise he'll be in check. So he has nowhere else to go. And so he moves there. The better option would be to move king to h8. As you can see why, that gives me his pawn and I'm up a piece. Finally, he decides to move to h8. You should probably move there to begin with, but here's the game. Alrighty, so I'm attacking his knight, and he has the opportunity to take my rook, but what do we have here? What's going on here is he took my rook with his knight. But luckily, this game comes into play. This beloved knight, this stallion, is very important and will play in a very important role because I am forking both his queen and his knight. And so, what's there to do? What can this gentleman do is he's gonna have to take my queen, and this is checkmate. I believe this is a beautiful mate because I'm taking advantage of his weakness along the dark square diagonals, and I exchange a rook. I sacrifice a knight's rook and a knight to develop this checkmate. Okay, Chewbacca, looks like the White Empire wins again. He wins this round. I think this was a beautiful checkmate. I really enjoyed this game. He put up a good fight, threatening checkmates along this hard diagonal right here, but I dealt with the threat. I diverted and deflected his attention away from this piece right here with my castle and then my knight, which was stationed on a4, and as you can see, he took my knight, and that gave me checkmate. So I sacrificed two pieces for this, two key pieces to get him in checkmate, and I think this is a good example of positional play, I guess. Positional play, taking advantage of the dark squared bishops along this pawn storm. And yeah, this was another good game. I appreciate your time, and thanks for watching with me. This has been Amateur Hour with Tim Williams. Everyone have a good night, and I wish you the best in all that you do. Cheers. Have a good one.